The Prime Minister of India laid out India's vision and commitment of a net zero economy by 2070 at the COP26 in November last year. With quick policy support, India has successfully demonstrated the creation of a solar power market at price point the developing countries can afford. So another timely idea is the issuance of sovereign green bonds. The Government of India proposes to issue sovereign green bond for the first time this year. The Finance Minister announced the government, intention to issue, sovereign green bond in budget 2022 to 23 to mobilize resources for green infrastructure. The proceed will be deployed in public sector projects which help in reducing the carbon intensity of the economy. In this context, let's understand the basic of SGB and its significance. So what do we mean by green bonds? Green bonds are issued by companies, countries and multilateral organizations to exclusively fund projects that have positive environmental or climate benefit and provide investor with fixed income payment. Projects can include renewable energy, clean transportation and green building among others. So proceed from these bonds from earmarked for green projects. This is unlike standard bonds that proceed of which can be utilized for various purposes at the discretion of the issuer. By the end of 2020-24, national government had issued sovereign green social and sustainability bond totaling cumulative USD 111 billion dollar. So sovereign green is issued sends a powerful signal of intent around climate action and sustainable development to government and regulators. It will catalyze domestic market development and provide impetus to institutional investors. So like in this regard, if I'm talking about, so green premium on bonds provides a yield discount of 10 to 20 basis point, making them attractive. So development of a sovereign green benchmark could eventually lead to the creation of a vibrant ecosystem of raising green bonds from international investors. So what do we mean by green bond principles? We need to understand this. So Zurich headquarters International Capital Market Association has come up with a set of voluntary guidelines and criteria known as the green bond principles. So principle cover use of proceed projection, it's a project evaluation and selection management of proceed and reporting. So they provide for a use of proceed for a project in climate change, mitigation and adaptation, conservation of natural resources and biodiversity and pollution prevention and control. The three leading user segment are energy, building and transport. So what is the status of green bond? Environmental, social and governance funds are estimated $14 trillion with Europe accounting for about half of this. So it is estimated that by 2025 ESG asset will account for about 1/3 of the total global assets under management. ESG debt funds pie is around $2 trillion, of which over 80% of environment or green bonds and the rest social and sustainability bonds. So according to the Climate Bonds Initiative, an international organization working to mobilize global capital for climate action, Indian entities have issued green bonds for over $18 billion. India renewable energy targets, if I'm talking about. So India's renewable energy targets have steadily become more ambitious from the 175 gigawatt by 2022. It declared by at Paris, And India has also announced a target of 50% installed power generation capacity from non-fossil energy sources by 2030. It's raising the existing target of 40%, which has already been almost achieved. India has also announced a hydrogen energy mission for grey and green hydrogen. In energy efficiency, the market-based scheme of perform, achieve and trade has avoided 92 million tons of carbon dioxide. So India is accelerating its e-mobility, transition with the faster adoption and manufacturing electric vehicle scheme. India leapfrogged from Bharat stage, to Bharat stage 4 emission normal by April 1, 2020. A voluntary vehicle scrapping policy to phase out old and unfit vehicles complements the existing scheme. So India is among a handful of countries that support the global EV30 at the rate of 30 campaign, which aims for at least 30% new vehicle sales to be electric by 2030. India advocacy of 5 elements for climate change, Panchmarit at the COP26 in Glasgow is a commitment to the same. India has taken various measures to develop and promote the EV ecosystem. So remodeled faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles scheme. So production linked incentive scheme for advanced chemistry cell for the supplier side. The recent launch by PLI scheme for auto and automotive components for manufacturing of electric vehicles. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwal Yojana has helped 88 million households to shift from coal-based cooking fuel to the LPG connection. So more, if I'm talking about these two and other similar initiatives have helped India achieve a reduction of 24% in the emission intensity of its GDP between 2005 and 2016. The public and private sector in India are already playing a key role in meeting the climate change, helped by growing customer and investor awareness, as well as increasing regulatory and disclosure requirements. For instance, the Indian cement industry has taken a pioneer measures and achieved one of the biggest sectoral low carbon milestones worldwide. There is a great synergy of India's climate policy with the action and commitment of its private sector. So what should be our approach moving forward? So masala bonds are rupee dominated bonds, that is a fund would be raised from overseas market in Indian rupee. So MB issue in foreign market would address the currency risk problem of the issuer and would also attract a large pool of capital. It helps strengthen the foreign investor in the country as it facilitates foreign investor confidence in Indian currency. So government should take several policy, regulatory and development steps to improve the opportunities for green and sustainable investing. So government should have a policy on sovereign, green bonds covering consideration for the choice of currency and markets, guarantees and credit enhancement. So its priority on use of proceed, etc. So depend the reach of green finance, there is a need to develop capacity in smaller firms and the unorganized sector to be eligible user for which a program should be launched. So ideally in association with the international stakeholders under the Paris Agreement. So that was the important discussion. Thanks for watching.